Imagine a family car, something designed to haul kids and luggage that packs nearly 1,000 horsepower, 2 refrigerators, and the ability to crab walk sideways. This is not a dream. It is a machine that looks like a spaceship, drives like a hypercar, yet offers first-class luxury. Today, we are diving deep into the Denza Z9 GT, the super wagon that is actively rewriting the rulebook on what a luxury Grand Tourer can be. Let's set the stage here because context is everything. For decades, if you wanted a car that blended serious performance with actual practicality, you had very specific, very expensive options, usually from European brands with crests and prancing, horses on the hood. But the automotive landscape is shifting beneath our feet. We are seeing a new wave of super wagons, or shooting brakes, that aren't just trying to compete. They are trying to dominate. The Z9 GT is exactly that kind of disruptor. This vehicle is a massive statement. It is a full-size luxury hauler that doesn't compromise. It combines the sleek, low-slung profile of a sports coupe with the extended roofline of a wagon. The result? A silhouette that is undeniably aggressive, yet incredibly elegant. But don't let the pretty face fool you. Underneath that sculpted metal lies a powertrain that rivals hypercars from just a few years ago. We are talking about a tri-motor setup, nearly 4 digits of horsepower, and technology that allows this massive vehicle to dance around corners with the agility of a compact hatchback. Walking up to the Z9 G, the first thing that hits you is the sheer scale of the thing. It is commanding. It stretches nearly 205 inches in length. That's roughly 17 feet of car, giving it a road presence that demands attention. To put that in perspective, it's longer than a Porsche Panamera and wider than a Tesla Model S. The design language here isn't about sharp, angry creases. It's about flow. The designers talk about inspiration from elegance in motion, and you can actually see it. The bodywork ripples and curves in a way that catches the light beautifully, making the car look like it's moving even when it's standing dead still. Up front, you don't have a massive, gaping grille because, well, you don't need one. Instead, you have a sculpted nose that channels air efficiently over the hood. The headlight clusters are particularly striking. They aren't just lights. They are complex, 108-zone LED arrays that stretch back into the fenders, giving the car a focused, almost predatory squint. Moving to the side profile, this is where the shooting brake identity really shines. The roofline sweeps back in a single, uninterrupted arc, tapering down into a muscular rear end. It sits on massive 21-inch wheels that fill the arches perfectly. And if you look closely, you might spot the pop-out door handles and the optional digital side mirrors, cameras, that replace traditional glass to reduce drag and wind noise. It's a seamless blend of aerodynamics and aesthetics, with a distinctive Z-shaped trim element on the side that visually lowers the car's center of gravity. Now let's talk about the brain behind the brawn, because this is where the Z9 GT truly separates itself from the pack. The car rides on a proprietary architecture known as the E3 platform. This is properly sci-fi stuff? The core of this system is the tri-motor setup, one electric motor on the front, axle and 2 independent motors on the rear axle. Why 3 motors? Control. By having 2 separate motors at the back, the car can torque vector with insane precision. It can send power to the left wheel while braking the right wheel, effectively pivoting the car around a corner. But it goes much further than that. This platform enables something called active rear wheel steering, but it's on steroids. The rear wheels can turn up to a staggering 20 degrees. To put that in perspective, most luxury cars with rear wheel steering offer maybe 5 or 10 degrees max. With 20 degrees of angle, this massive 17-foot wagon has a turning radius of just 15.2 feet, 4.62 meters. That is tighter than a Mini Cooper. It can pull a U-turn in spaces that would baffle a mid-size sedan. And then there's the crab walk, because the motors and steering are so independent. The car can move diagonally up to 15 degrees. It's incredibly useful for parallel parking in tight city streets or maneuvering out of a tricky spot. There is even a feature called the compass turn. Unlike a tank turn where the car spins on a dime, the Z9 GT locks the front inside, wheel and pivots the entire car around it using the rear motors, rotating almost within its own length. It is a flex, sure, but it also demonstrates the sheer level of control the computer has over the wheels. Perhaps the most mind-bending feature is its safety redundancy. Inspired by hypercar technology, the suspension system is so advanced that if a tire blows out at highway speeds, the car can adjust the suspension on the remaining 3 wheels to keep the vehicle level and controllable. It can literally drive on 3 wheels if it has to. That is engineering on a different level. Alright, let's get to the numbers that matter. The performance specs of the Z9 GT are nothing short of ballistic. In its fully electric guise, this thing puts out nearly 952 horsepower, 710 kilowatts. Let that sink in. We are talking about a family wagon with almost 1,000 horsepower. Stomp on the accelerator, and 60 miles per hour arrives in under 3.4 seconds. That is supercar territory. The torque is instant, violent, and relentless. It will pin you and your passengers into those Napa leather seats and hold you there until you let off. But straight line speed is easy in the EV era. The real magic is how it handles. Thanks to that active rear steering and the sophisticated air suspension system, the Z9 GT attacks corners with a flatness and agility that defies physics. It reportedly holds a world record for the Moose Test, agility maneuver for a car of this size, weaving through cones at speeds that would send most sports cars spinning out of control. It stays glued to the road, managing its substantial weight expertly. For those who have range anxiety, the brand also offers a plug-in hybrid version. That model combines a 2.0-liter turbocharged engine with the 3 electric motors, while the total horsepower drops slightly to over 850 horse. Power, still an absurd number. The total range extends massively, easily clearing the 680 mile, which is about 1,095 kilometers mark on a full tank and charge. It gives you the best of both worlds. Electric punch for the city and gas-powered endurance for the cross-country road trip. Pop the door, which might be electrically operated depending on the spec, and you step into a cabin that is genuinely trying to outclass a private jet. The attention to detail is obsessive. You are greeted by acres of premium Napa leather, soft touch surfaces, and real wood veneers. The gear selector isn't just a plastic knob. It's a crystal-crafted piece that sits in the center console like a jewel, reflecting the ambient lighting. The dashboard is a wall of digital real estate. You aren't just getting one screen. You're effectively getting a panoramic digital experience. There's a 13.2-inch dedicated display for the driver, a massive 17.3-inch central infotainment hub, and because the front passenger shouldn't be left out, another 13.2-inch screen right in front of them for their own entertainment. You can stream movies, adjust music, or even help with navigation without distracting the driver. But the real party trick of this interior is the dual fridge situation. Yes, you heard that right. Many luxury cars have a cool box. The Z9 GT has 2. There is a 4-liter refrigerator in the front armrest capable of holding 6 cans of soda, and a larger 10-liter refrigerator in the rear armrest that can hold 2 bottles of champagne or 4 bottles of wine. And these aren't just coolers. They are compressor-based units that can freeze down to -6 degrees Celsius or heat up to 50 degrees. So, whether you want ice-cold soda or warm coffee, the car has you covered front and back. The seats are another highlight. We are talking about zero-gravity style seating with heating, ventilation, and a massage function that actually feels like a massage, not just a vibrating phone in your pocket. The rear seats are just as impressive, offering ample legroom thanks to that long 123-inch wheelbase. Above you, a vast panoramic glass roof floods the cabin with light, making the space feel even airier. And for the audiophiles, the sound system is supplied by Devialet, a high-end French audio brand known for their implosive bass and clarity. With 26 speakers scattered throughout the cabin, the audio experience is immersive, turning the car into a rolling concert hall. Despite all this talk of horsepower and drifting capabilities, the Z9 GT remembers its primary job, being a car. The GT stands for Grand Tourer, and it lives up to the name. The ride quality is supple, soaking up bumps and imperfections, thanks to the advanced air suspension system which can adjust height and stiffness in milliseconds. It's quiet too, with double-paned glass insulating you from the outside world. The trunk space is generous. Because it's a hatchback wagon design, you have a wide opening that makes loading luggage, golf clubs, or strollers a breeze. It's a practical vehicle that you can genuinely use every single day. You can take the kids to school in the morning, embarrass the sports cars on the freeway, and then pick up a week's worth of groceries on the way home. Charging is handled via an 800-volt architecture on the EV model, meaning if you find a fast enough DC charger, you can top up the battery from 30% to 80% in under 20 minutes. That's barely enough. Time to grab a coffee and stretch your legs before you're ready to hit the road again. The Denza Z9 GT is a fascinating machine. It represents a moment in automotive history where the lines between segments aren't just blurred. They are erased completely. It proves that you don't need to choose between a practical family car and a heart-pumping performance machine. You don't need to sacrifice luxury for speed or agility for size. Is it excessive? Absolutely. Does anyone need 1,000 horsepower and 2 fridges in a station wagon? Probably not. But that is exactly what makes it so compelling. It captures the imagination. It shows us that the future of the automobile doesn't have to be boring appliances. It can be exciting, emotional, and technically marvelous. Whether you love the tech, the speed, or just the audacious design, you have to respect what this vehicle achieves. It is a super wagon for the electric age, and it has officially put the rest of the world on notice. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the Denza Z9 GT. If you enjoyed learning about this incredible machine, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps us out. And if you want to stay up to date with the latest and greatest in the automotive world, don't forget to subscribe to the channel Spec Shift. We have plenty more amazing vehicles coming your way soon. Drive safe, and we'll see you in the next one.